Hi Tribers, Kim Berry here, and I'm giving a tutorial for beginners on how to use Cricut Design Space to help them with their Glowforge. A lot of people, when they get their Glowforge, don't realize the importance of SVGs, and they may not be familiar with Adobe Illustrator or Inkscape or some of the graphic design software programs that would be helpful. So this is an easy way. I know Silhouette cutting machines have a design space that does allow you to save an SVG, but Cricut does not. And if you don't have Silhouette, then that makes it a little bit trickier. You'd have to subscribe and pay a subscription fee, and yet all your Cricut Design Space things wouldn't be as helpful to you. So I've kind of come up with a shortcut or two that I wanted to show you to help you with your first projects and using some of the same files you used in Cricut on your Glowforge successfully. So you go to your Cricut Design Space and you pick one of your projects. I'm going to pick something simple like this Christmas tree. I had made this a long time ago. It's got a slice out where I put the heart inside and sliced it. I blended 3 triangles together. I welded them, turned them green. Then I put a heart on top and sliced and moved it over here. This would be great for wooden Christmas ornaments on my Glowforge. The heart will fit in here if I plan for kerf correctly. Remember, kerf is the amount of material that is taken away by whatever you cut with, whether it's a metal blade on a saw or whether it's a laser beam. So I've practiced with this one. I shrunk the heart just a little bit more so that when I put it in Glowforge, I could compensate for kerf, just a tiny hair bit. So you click on this project. And here it is, the Christmas tree by Kim Berry. I'm going to hit customize because I'm going to act as if I'm going to make it again. Now, part of your problem when you want to put this in Glowforge is these grid lines. You can't just take a clean image with all these grid lines. So you go over here to Canvas, you go to Settings down here where it's right here. You click on Settings, and here is where you get rid of the grid. Right here, click No Grid, and then you can close it. Now you have a clean slate. I'm going to take a screenshot. I happen to have a HP laptop with Windows, so I'm going to hit my Windows key, my Shift, and my S, and that's going to bring up a little cursor that I can cut. It's a snipping tool, and put a box around just what I want to take out of this image. I could just take the tree or just the heart. I'm going to go open my Inkscape, and I'm going to go to my blank one here. And I'm going to hit paste. I'm going to right click and click and paste. Now, what I need to do with this image is I leave it highlighted, and I am going to go make a bitmap copy. It's right here under Edit in Inkscape. Inkscape is free, that's why I use it. And I am no professional at Inkscape or any graphic design, but I just found a few tricks online and some tutorials myself that I used. So make a bitmap copy. It's already done. Now you're going to go to Path. Right here is Path, and you're going to trace that bitmap. And this is what's going to come up. There's all these different options. You could do a brightness cutoff, but it's not going to give us the clean cut lines that we want to use to maybe cut these out on our Glowforge. So I'm going to go with edge detection, and that gives me this black and white outline so that I get a tree cut out with the heart out of the center and a heart that will go in that center. Down here, you'll notice it's going to scan it like 8 times. It says there are 8 colors. Ignore that feature for now. We do want smooth checked. The stack scans is helpful, and the remove background is helpful. I also like to click the live preview so that you can see in this screen what you're getting. Then you're going to hit OK. It's already done. You can close this little box here to get it out of your way. You're going to go back to the button that says Object up here at the top, and you're going to click Ungroup because all those scans, those 8 different layers, are all in this box together. So now we can ungroup, and we're going to pull it over here, and there's our outline. That's the one we want to save. All of these others, I'm just going to kind of show you to get an idea. You can ungroup again, and you'll have all these other layers that we don't need. So we're going to cut those away. Just like that to get them off of our screen. This one we're going to move back. And here you have this outline now. You keep it highlighted. Go to Path. I always click Object to Path to save it as a cutting vector. And then I'm going to go to File. I'm going to click Save As. Christmas tree and heart. I save it as a plain. I don't save it as an Inkscape SVG. I want it to be a plain SVG. Right here, it's the second choice down. It's going to save it in my Glowforge folder. Now, I've previously saved this, practicing doing this before. And so it's going to ask me about replacing the file. And I'm going to say, sure, let's replace that file with this new one that we just made. Now I'm going to minimize my Inkscape. I'm going to minimize the Cricut Design Space and go to Glowforge. Now we're going to add artwork. This is what happens if you don't get that outline. You'll get just a solid tree and a solid heart that can only engrave. Notice cut and score. See, bitmaps can only be engraved. But watch what will happen once we change it to an outline and saved it. We're going to hit Add Artwork. We're going to upload. We're going to go back to that same folder and go to Christmas tree. And there's the one we want. This one we're going to hit Ignore because we don't want, that was to show you how not to save it as the colored image that you had before in your Cricut Design Space, because that won't work for you. So we're going to hit Ignore. And then we're going to go in here, and now we can hit Cut, Score, whatever we want. And you can hit Cut, and it will cut this. This one will get ignored. But this one you can put on whatever material you want. You can move it around. You can put your wood in. I have nothing in the bed of my Glowforge right now, but I could put wood or a coaster or whatever I wanted to cut, because this is a cut one, but I could engrave or score it. I have the freedom to do that once I've turned it into a vector instead of leaving it as a bitmap or a picture from the Cricut Design Space. And you can size it. You can make it smaller or larger, depending on what you need to do. Notice the heart and the tree go together, which is perfect for if you're using it as an inlay. If you wanted to make ornaments, or you wanted to do something where you were setting that heart inside that tree, it would work because they are sized together. That's why I saved them together in that format. But you're all set to go, and that's how you can use Cricut Design Space to help you with Glowforge designs until you get the hang of being an Inkscape expert, which I am still not there yet. But it allows you to use those files that you've already designed in all your projects of Design Space. I hope you enjoy this. Give me a thumbs up and a like. Don't hesitate to comment with a question if you have one, or a tip. If you have a better way of doing this, I am totally open to learning myself. Have a great day.